I'm taking our viewers back to December 24, 2015. President Putin gifted me a page from Gandhiji's diary containing Bapu's handwritten notes, is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi had written at that point of time. Incidentally, President Putin had also gifted Prime Minister Narendra Modi that time an 18th century sword. President Putin gifted me an 18th century sword from Bengal featuring intricate silver artwork. I thank him for the gifts. Then again in September 2019, a statement on Mahatma Gandhi, where during a joint press statement with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, President Putin highlighted Russia's respect for Mahatma Gandhi, noting the issuance of a commemorative stamp for Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary. And this is something that both India and Russia spoke of, their cultural ties between the two countries. And that is Bapu's Samadhi at Rajghat. There is the eternal flame. It is the flame of truth, non-violence, and the quest for justice. Mahatma Gandhi, respected world over as an apostle of peace, was someone who believed in achieving your aim through satyagraha, satya, ahimsa, and satyagraha, achieving your aim through truth and non-violence. And many have argued how relevant is our Mahatma Gandhi's teachings in today's day and age, and perhaps in today's day and age, they are more powerful than any time else. Look at the kind of violence that we see across the world, the conflicts that are happening in different parts of the world. It is Mahatma Gandhi's message of peace and non-violence that can help pave the way. Can it do so in the Russia-Ukraine context is a big, big question, because we've been reporting that conflict from February 2022 and the losses of lives on either sides. Much higher on the Ukrainian side, but very high again on the Russian side. Even a single life lost is one life too many, but literally lakhs of people have been killed and injured in Russia and Ukraine since February 2022. And that war is sadly in a very, very difficult phase, very complex phase even as we speak. There have been intense attacks that have taken place. Russian forces are now moving forward. In that exclusive interview to India Today's Geeta Mohan and Anjana Om Kashyap, President Putin made it very clear that this is a war that was thrust on Russia. Russia will fight. Russia is fighting for a cause. And that cause is the safety, according to him, of Russian people and Russian origin people. I once again want to come back to Ashutosh. Ashutosh, we've reported from ground zero in Ukraine. We've reported from Russia. Very difficult war. And in this scenario, Mahatma Gandhi's message is very, very significant as we hear Vaishnav Janato Tene Re Kahiye Je Peed Parai Jane Re.
And in fact, India always advocated for Gaurav, peace across the globe. And since we believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Prime Minister himself, when he met Zelensky, and of course during the meeting with President Putin, of course there is always had been advocacy of a war. However, when it comes to Rajghat, we always believe that is only a customary side, probably visiting world leaders to pay respect. A ritual that signals basically respect for India's values, global ideals for peace. If you see the leaders around the world visited Rajghat during the last G20 New Delhi summit to lay wreath and pay homage. But what makes it significant that it also an optics for the world that how Putin is embracing the language of peace and non-violence. When the world remain convulsed totally by conflicts, Putin's homage to Gandhi can be seen as a deliberate message that despite ongoing military engagement abroad, Russia's leaders, he recognizes the honors and global ideals of peace and moral leadership. Many probably would analyze or interpret this as a soft power move, but that's what the geopolitics is. That's how we define. There are always defining moments, and as we speak, President Putin's cavalcade reaches Rajghat. These are the live images, Gaurav, from Rajghat. President Putin's cavalcade reaches here. A diplomatic signal to the global audience that publicly paying tribute to Gandhi, Putin may be trying to soften the global perception about Russia, about him, especially in light of critiques over its action abroad. In Ukraine, particularly, the symbolizing visiting Gandhi's memorial serves as a kind of moral diplomacy, suggesting probably openness to dialogue, respect for global values, and attempt to reframe Russia-India ties under moral, cultural umbrella. So a lot of optics and a message that President Putin is giving right around. It's been just a matter of seconds. We would have the first images of President Putin arriving at Rajghat. He just cavalcade, just reach, and then he'll pay homage and tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. So a lot of optics, a lot of messaging that he is not only one fighting for a cause in Ukraine when the Russian forces are further advancing in Ukraine, but at the same time he is also morally values the peace, the value of peace, that he also respects peace. But at the same time, there should be a bilateral formula both between Ukraine and Russia, as and when the war speaks, the United States is offering a mediation.
Okay.
But whether there will be consensus or the agreement.